the end of the game, you know, you're there for $500,000, and I think that she would want to guarantee her win as best as she could. Even if she thinks that she has a pretty good case against anybody left in the house, I think that she would want to, like, you know, really ring it in. Like, you guys are all voting for me. You guys saw what I did. I think she'll do it.
Yeah, I think she just wants the win so bad. I don't even think it's about the money, but she wants, like, I am the two-time winner. I think she really wants that. And yes, she may love Cody as a friend and he's the greatest guy ever. Seems like a cool friend to have, but I think she wants that title much more.
Before work,
I think one
busy doing
possibly telling thing for now
like
is that she does want Cody in the final 3, which tells me she feels comfortable enough with him going to the final 2 with her, because obviously if Cody gets to the final 3, it's a very good chance that he's going to win, and she thinks he's going to take her, and she's not too upset about that.
I thought
like,
about
if
recording,
she thinks Cody is unbeatable in the final 2, I'll never win, then her right move right now would be, okay, I need to get to the end with Enzo then, because we beat Enzo. Christmas and I will beat Enzo, and then we're locked in, we take each other, we win.
Guess we'll pay attention to this.
Wait, what? That's not what you promised. And you call yourself a teacher? This has nothing to do with Shiho.
Honestly, I'm listening to RGP. Yeah, watch Big Brother tonight right after I got home from work, and that's why I'm not going to start here until around 11:43. I would like to record a decent amount here, because I won't be able to record tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning I'm going to be pretty busy the entire time, and then probably spend tomorrow night working on videos, so won't be, like, yeah, I won't record that much Persona over the next few days, really, so I'd like to get as much done here as possible.
So, how much did you hear? Shiho. It's nothing at all. Nothing.
Yeah, this is where she joins us. Yeah, I forgot how fucking long this game is. Like, obviously I knew, like, in terms, like, obviously I thought about, like, oh yeah, it took me 80, 90 hours to finish it. So obviously I knew it was long, but, when playing this here, it's like, fuck, it really is long. Oh.
But instead, she's very comfortable bringing Cody along to, in what her mind guarantees herself, final 2. Yeah. One of those scenarios being very likely Cody. So I don't think she's fearful enough of Cody in the final 2 right now.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Does Cody view Nicole as a bigger jury threat than Enzo? Because I would imagine he would think that, but I don't know. Sometimes in that house that you get, your mind gets a little twisted and you think the jury really loves somebody, so that's why they're all going to vote for them. You know, and again, in Big Brother 12, they were thinking Enzo might have a shot at winning because his social game was so amazing. But all I could think was, like, he didn't win anything. Why would we ever vote for him? You know? But people really thought that in the house. You know?
I don't have anything to
I don't. Does Nicole turn into Cody? Is there some at some point does she realize that she is now becoming Cody in the Cody and Derek situation?
Well, and that's the problem, is that both Nicole and Danny at various points in the season have said, "I'm Cody's Derek this season." Like they like Danny thought she was the Derek. Nicole.
About Mr. Kamoshida. Everyone says we're getting it on. But that's so not true. That was him on the other line. I avoided giving him my number for the longest time. He told me to go to his place after this. You know what it means.
Yeah, so I was able to do all the prep for BB video, BB Top 10 video.
Been telling myself this is all for Shiho's sake.
Obviously, this is based on how I assume the season's gonna end. If, like, obviously if Nicole wins, then Nicole, like, essentially the end up being a bit of a different, like, I really thought it would be a lot different, but actually it turns out the list is almost the same, to be honest. It's really just Cody skyrockets. Again, I'm assuming he wins, so if he wins, he's number 3. I bumped Hayden down a good chunk because I had him at number 2, and I do really regret putting him at number 2 at this point. I bumped him down to like number 8 or 9. I think Vanessa ends up now being 11th. Eric Stein's completely off the list. I think June now squeezes into the list at like 9th, I think it is.
What am I saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's really not as many changes as I thought it would be. Like, Tyler ends up staying the same for me. Like, again, there was a point in this season where I considered bumping him to 4. But again, like, with all the, with how the season ended for him, I feel like sticking him still at 7 is probably about right.
Usually everyone just ignores me. Are you really a bad person? I've heard people talking about you, but I just don't see it.
And even if Cody doesn't win, he still makes the top 10. It's just a question of how high he is. I think at that point he's in the Tyler conversation. I think he's either right above or right below Tyler.
Seemed lonely. Almost like you didn't belong anywhere. You're the same in that regard. Maybe that's why it was so easy for me to talk to you. Is there really no way for me to help Shiho?
I'm trying to think what else changed on the list. Enzo ended up being number 12 on the list I made.
As if something like that would ever happen.
Wait, was he 12? I forgot if he was 12 or Nicole was 12. But either way, they were 12 and 13. It was Nicole and Enzo. I don't remember exactly where. Again, obviously, if Enzo wins, I think he squeezes into the top 10. Like, he's not going to be that high, but I think he does make it. Especially if he cuts Cody at the end. I feel like he 100% makes it. Nicole, if she wins, she definitely squeezes in there. I think she's above June at that point, possibly above Daniel Reyes.
I'm gonna head home.
And I think that makes her the top woman on the list, I think.
Don't tell anyone what I told you, okay?
And who knows, at that point, I mean, she might be above Tyler.
Well,
probably above Paul.
Thanks.
I mean, the fact that she wins against Paul, and then wins again on another season. While Paul couldn't win either of his seasons, I think that would put her above Paul.
What is it?
At that point, it's like, is it her with Dr. Will?
Asking for you. He's in the PE faculty
To be honest, I think I would put Nicole above Dr. Will.
What did he say?
At that point.
I don't know. Well,
I do think she's still below Andy, but still.
On.
You're late. Where have you been? Don't give me those lies. By the way, you haven't been hanging around any bad influences, have you?
Nicole thought she was the Derek at one point. I don't know if she still thinks that, but she had that in her head. So I think it's going to be hard for her to realize, no, he's the Derek and you're the Cody, actually.
And yeah, she was on the beat the other night talking about how she just thinks it's so unfair that she could be doing all of this behind the scenes stuff and the audience is going to perceive her as this lackluster character. So I think that she is determined to prove that when she gets to the end that no, I wasn't sitting on my ass this whole time. I was actually pulling strings. And like when she won that HOH last week, there was like such this huge sigh of relief for her because she was like, finally, now I have a competition win to say that I got to the end. So it's like I feel like she really feels like her game is really coalescing to a point. So
yeah, I think she's a really great gamer. And I think that's why I also feel like she might end up doing it. She might end up cutting him because she's going to say, see, I did that too, you know? That's why I'm leaning more towards that angle.
And I mean, that would be the only way she would have a chance to win. But do we even think the jury, after the jury segment, do we think that they are even going to vote for Nicole to win, even over Enzo? Like, if it's Christmas,
do we have bitter jurors?
But do we do have bitter jurors.
We're wondering, does Davon, vote for anybody but Nicole?
And giving her the win 2 times, is the jury going to actually, because these people are like,
I think the question is that we saw the jury talking about Enzo and maybe a hole in his game of that, boy, it really seems like that Enzo's taking his foot off the gas. We love Enzo, but it'd be great if he seems like he's being a little lazy. And then if Nicole is the one to cut Cody and go to the end with Enzo, is it possible, could those two factors combine that people say that, you know what, I have to give my vote to Nicole? And Amon, is it possible, could Devon vote for Nicole a second time?
Look, Devon has proven herself not to be a vindictive person. I mean,
yes.
I think that she has a real issue with what happened between her and Nicole. Maybe with the fact that she didn't get a chance to talk to her about it before casting that vote. Maybe there is a way, because she did prop up Enzo in her jury segment today. So maybe if Enzo and Nicole do get to the end, I could totally see Devon walking up to that, whatever you call that thing he's in, the slot, and being like, look, all you had to do was this. And then the person sitting next to you, they're a good game player as well. So that's what it is, this girl. So I can totally see her not voting for her.
But Taryn, even you saw the jury tonight talking about how, okay, all right, well, Cody, that he's got this week, all right, now Enzo's got to make his move next week. That Enzo's got to make his move at the final 5, and they're gonna see the tape and see no move from Enzo.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he didn't win a competition, and I think that's really what they're looking for is like, win something, Enzo, and that's the vibe that I got from Devon. Was that she wants to give her vote to Enzo. She wants it bad. She's like, Enzo, give me something. Anything. Give me any reason to vote for you because I want to. Because Enzo does have a better relationship with David, Devon, Kevin, Tyler. He has good relationships. He has much better relationships with all of those people, and I think all of them will want to vote for Enzo. He just needs to give them enough of a reason. And if Nicole is the person that cuts Cody, I think she's probably the favorite to win, just because so many of those people might be like, Enzo, I like you, but you just got dragged, I think. But I don't think it's a given. I think that, that argument, people love to play devil's advocate, and they love to think things through, and they go, well, Enzo didn't need to win a competition. He didn't need to take out Cody. He got Nicole to do it for him. He got Nicole to do this. He didn't have to win a single thing in the entire endgame. I think All-Stars are a little bit more likely to reward players who are able to succeed without competitions than like a new cast would, and so I could see people who are looking for ways to give Enzo the vote. I could see them finding those ways, and I could see Cody being kind of pissed and voting for Enzo, and so I could see a few of those votes go for Enzo, but I think Nicole probably is the favorite as long as she's the one that cuts Cody.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's like playing the dragon, right? I think that at this point, that's comparable to.
And Cody for sure take Nicole to the final 2?
No.
I don't think it's for sure at all, to be honest.
I think he'd take Enzo.
Yeah, I think he'd take Enzo.
Yeah, I think he'd take Enzo.
For like 60 days, I was very heavily toward he's going to take Enzo. In the last week, since Nicole won a couple competitions and Enzo has failed in the competitions, I feel like he's valuing Nicole a little more, and that may be shifting his load. Since he feels probably that he can beat either one, he might want to just give it to the person who he feels has helped him the most along the way, and right now that might feel like Nicole, so I could see him maybe shifting in that direction, but there's still 2 weeks of game left, and if she doesn't win another competition, then maybe not. So I really do feel like I'm not entirely sure. I would have leaned very heavily toward Enzo, but they were kind of at odds this week because Enzo wanted Memphis to stay, Cody wanted Memphis to go, so I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like...
Oh, go ahead, Olivia, sorry.
It's okay. I feel like knowing Cody's track record, he's a very loyal guy. Makes his final 2. He wants to stick with it no matter what. And I think that knowing that, I feel like he's going to take Enzo just for that. And I mean, he obviously thinks that he can beat Enzo as well. I think he thinks that he can beat both of them. It's just the bros thing, the bros duo kind of situation. And we saw him do it in 16. And
how do we
I think
get there from you?
Yeah.
I just wondering if he gets to the same spot and Cody like they're like, okay, Cody, who are you gonna take? And then like he looks over.
This is the practice building, isn't it?
Motion, everything's playing.
Oh, we went back with her. Fuck.
I know.
He looked at them and Derek's face is just staring
Like,
back.
how do you even get? I don't remember
Yes.
anymore.
I mean, if he does take Nicole, because I don't think, because clearly it's not the same situation as when he took Derek, right? Because Derek had been running DB16 from the get-go, right? But Cody has the social game and the comp wins to really back himself up this time around. So if he takes Nicole, he has to be able to sell that in that jury speech. Be like, this is my biggest flex. I'm taking the person that already won because that's how good of a game that I played. I also got rid of Tyler, which is what some of the people in the jury were ready to give him the win for anyway. So I feel like if he does take Nicole, it's the sexy move. Taking Enzo is more of like the easy move. So
I actually disagree. I feel like the last thing he should do is remind them of his previous mistake. Like, I don't think he should be like, I didn't learn anything. I took the person I thought I'd have the worst chance against. I think they might be like, what?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can sell that in a way where it's like, look, I screwed up with Derek, but I know that I played a better game than Nicole. I know that I played a better game than Nicole. So you guys need to give me this win. I have all these comp wins. I sent out Tyler. I did this. I did that. I got rid of Nicole's other final two and Ian. Like I did all of this stuff. I've never touched the block either. If he does touch the block to that point. Like I feel like there's so much for him to say against Nicole that would be like,
yeah.
All right, give it to him. Give him the roses. Give them all. Like
I would definitely be inclined to vote for Cody, but personally, that would rub me the wrong way because, like, one of the main things I'm looking for from Cody is, like, are you gonna do the same thing you did last time, or have you learned? Are you gonna take the easier bet? Because you can think that you have it over Nicole all you want, but if you deliberately took Nicole, even though you think she's harder to beat, then you're just the same player that you were in 16, and that, I don't like that.
I think there's a possibility of that too.
Is Nicole harder to beat?
I don't think so. I think she's actually easy.
Yeah, I think that it's hard to say. I mean, this is not Derek versus Victoria.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because Enzo could win a POV. If Enzo wins a POV and has some say in anything, he's forced to make a decision because he's literally the only vote.
Yeah.
Well, and then if it's Christmas and Enzo and Cody, and then does Cody take Christmas? Because that's the absolute easiest thing to do. You know what I think? Christmas is the Victoria.
Yeah, Christmas would be a Victoria, I think.
Right. Christmas
Yeah, that would be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me say, let's all pray for an Enzo Final 2, because what happens when we get an Enzo Final 2? We get an Enzo Final 2 speech.
Oh, that's a good point.
What else do I want to talk
about?
My YouTube channel, my other channel. Today was again another okay day, despite my Watch Dogs video completely bombing. It's only at 75 views, which is really bad. Like, I really don't. At least, like, at this point, I'm just hoping it reaches 100. Like, it's doing so bad. I've gotten some positive comments on it. It's just like, just no one's watching it.
Imagining the kind of person that would invent
Whatever.
a foot stalker, like wholesale.
Which country though?
My feet. They've got stalkers, but they don't actually exist. But I'm gonna pretend they do.
Oh my god.
Brendan and Rachel, I know you actually faced off against Cody Calafiore on Fear Factor a couple of years ago. Did you guys get a sense of Cody as a competitor that day?
Yeah, I think the whole time we competed against him, he is a really good competitor. That's the thing about Cody, and we see this on Big Brother. That's why I don't know how they've left him in the house this long. We saw him win 22 seconds in the first HOH. It's like, he is a really good competitor, and he's always there to win. And he's just got athletic, he's super athletic. So I think, unless he makes mistakes, because we all know we love him, but he's probably not the smartest guy in the world. But when he makes the mistakes, that's when he messes up.
Well, brother, we always know at the end there's going to be at least of those final, 2 competitions. There's going to be one that's physical.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would never want to leave somebody I know that probably has a little bit of a physical advantage over me. Because I know they're going to win one competition. So
Cody's definitely winning.
Cody makes final 3, he's definitely
Yeah.
We just received a call
In the
from the
final 2.
hospital.
Yeah.
Suzui's in a coma.
And
her
then,
chances of
did you have any
recovery are
thoughts on
slim.
Memphis, who goes home
How would
tonight?
someone like that make
I
a
mean,
statement?
I think Memphis just like
There's no
overplayed
chance of
the
her
past
getting
2
better,
weeks,
I
and I
hear.
think he.
I mean, Memphis didn't play actually as bad of a game as we wanted to dedicate to him. This
Oh yeah, the PS5 UI came out today, and it's fine. Like I also feel like some people are like, "Oh my god, it looks so great." It's like
he just
it looks
never
like
really
what you would
established
expect.
himself well with the
To be honest, like I mean, there's a lot of shit in there that I will never fucking use, and I don't want it. Like I would rather it just not be there. Like the game hints and the like the cards like coming up like in the what are they calling it, control menu, whatever the fuck it's called. Like I don't even like need that. It's
Brendan,
like why
Rachel,
would you want? Like,
anything else to say about Big Brother 22?
Well, I think this will be the last time we're seeing All-Stars, so
I think that's it. Yeah, well, I did notice a casting commercial for, hey, the All-Stars that they've got, we're going back to newbies next season.
Yeah, remember when we thought that we might get a legend season that was like shorter? Yeah.
I'm reporting all of
I don't know what y'all talking about. I personally think that BB23 is All-Stars again. That's just me. Every season for All-Stars.
Start the rumor mill.
seriously
I mean, I'm
consider
not
what
gonna
Scott
lie. I make the joke to Rachel. I'm like, I love them, but sometimes I feel like they're tone deaf. It's like whatever you're yelling about, they will do like the exact opposite. So if everyone's like, this is the worst idea ever, like, oh, let's bring back more All-Stars.
Yeah, if everyone's like, no All-Stars, no All-Stars, they're gonna be like, oh, All-Stars?
All-Stars. Double, triple.
Fan favorite twist?
Oh, bringing it back, Battle of Block.
Oh God.
Yeah, so they're looking for more people. Is it the best idea? It seems like that what seems to not be working on the Big Brother is that they put up the commercial like at the end of the season when a lot of people have dropped off. Like, hey, are you still watching this show? You used to be on, and then they don't cast any fans. That they put it on at the beginning of the season.
Well, they do put it on the finale too, so there's that, and everybody comes back to that at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is we just need to cast some actually hungry people who want to win. Because this is what we were talking about with Big Brother 12. It's like, our reunion is
not
going to
hungry like Jackson, right?
not hungry.
Not for watermelon.
Yeah, not for watermelon. I mean, you literally need some people in there that are there to win.
Yeah.
And I feel like the last, like, I don't even know, like 4 or 5 seasons, I feel like I've watched way too many people that want to be influencers or promote their hashtag or promote whatever it is. And yes, I get it, because everybody wants to make a little extra money when we come out, but when we went on to win the money. I mean, that's what we were there for, you know? The entertainment's half of it, because you're stuck in a house. You're going to lose your mind no matter what. Might as well try to make it a little fun. But we wanted to win, and I think that's Big Brother 12. Everyone in that house, I don't know about Enzo, but everyone in that house pretty much wanted to win. And that was, I mean, made the difference, you know?
All right, well, the Big Brother 12 prayer circle is going to get together this weekend to cross their fingers and light their candles for Enzo. Check out Brendan and Rachel's Instagram to find out more information about how to join you guys this weekend. Any other things you want to let the audience know?
Well, I don't know, I guess I'm just thinking, like, who capped, you know, we all complain about this season. Who caps off the season as, like, the winner? You're like, yeah, well, that figures. I guess who is the winner that exemplifies the season that we're complaining about? Is it Christmas?
20
to win Big Brother All-Stars, or we just like, exactly.
There's no way.
Nothing to do with you.
Enzo wins? If Enzo wins All-Stars?
Yeah.
You think it gets like an asterisk as the All-Star season?
I think that Enzo would be the one that would be like, at least, like, it would be like a little bit of a curveball that would be, you know, like, all right, Enzo played a good enough game.
Like, people would come around on Enzo. They'd go back and they'd say, well,
I hope she doesn't do anything too crazy. Women can be much older than men at times.
Cody's like,
just gotta hurry up and deal with Kamoshida.
Enzo's like, okay. And then Chris is like, girl.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like
The moment we
Chris
cross
is
over,
gonna pull out a win
we'll
just
treat each
because
other like
we all
phantom
saw the
thieves.
cast and we're like,
So I hope you're ready.
it's gonna happen. Watch.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
Those who covertly sneak in and stylishly steal treasure.
I have not heard
That is what we
once
become.
Grandma got run over by
Sure.
a reindeer. Wouldn't that be more appropriate for...
That sounds kind
Maybe
of cool.
now people
So
say
we
if
just
she
gotta
gets
say
voted
the
out next
school,
week.
Kamoshida's name, and castle.
God.
Then
Alright,
we end up in
Brendan Rachel,
Bizarro
where can people follow you two?
At
the
Rachel
hell is
Riley
all this
Vegas
work?
on Instagram
Someone make
and
it?
at Rachel Riley on Twitter.
And Brendan BB12 on Twitter
And
and Instagram. Brendan
And
BB.
Instagram.
That's kind
Alright,
of creepy, but
Thank you both for spending
seems
some
useful
time
enough.
with us tonight.
Oh,
It's
so
always
that
it's always a
after
treat,
Kamoshida.
and best of luck with the BB12 reunion.
Let's go.
10 years.
10-year reunion. Woo, yeah.
Your reunion.
Something.
Okay.
They're
Alright,
doing
take
something
care.
on their phone.
Alright, guys.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Alright.
School?
Alright. That was exciting. Woo!
Very.
Yeah, what a night. What a night. I guess let's talk about what went on in the episode tonight. Terrence, there was some
Time to
buzz
bust
that
on through.
there was a clip, and
What
let me
is
see,
this?
maybe I could play it, of JC Moonves took to the
Takamaki?
social media to talk about, give
The
us some
voice.
hype going
Sakamoto?
into this episode
And
tonight.
are you?
Did you see this?
I didn't watch it, but I saw the people talking about it.
Yeah, so this was from shortly before the episode.
What's going
Here
on?
is
Where are
Julie
we?
Chen
Isn't this the school?
Moonves on Twitter. Here she is.
I see.
Okay, this is crazy.
Perhaps she
We
was
are
dragged in
live
because of that
on
app
the
thing.
East Coast right now.
If multiple
And
people can enter with the
The
person
house
who uses
just
it,
planned to do
it stands to
something
reason it'll
different
pull
than I was
anyone
told an
nearby.
hour ago.
For real?
I'm not going to reveal anything. I know some of you watch it
So this is
on
related to
DVR tomorrow
Kamoshida?
or a day late, 2 days later.
Yeah, anyways, you
But
gotta
it's getting
leave.
crazy in the house right now.
No!
Why?
The shadows are going to find us if you make a scene.
I'm so up for this Julie Chen. I love Julie Chen. I really do.
I
I
don't.
will go to bat for her more often than most people will.
Monster!
But
You better explain what's going on! I won't leave
Yeah.
until you
who
do!
told her that? Who told her that? Which
Here's what I
person
think
told her
this
that?
is. Here's what I think this is.
How are we
I
supposed to
think
do that?
that she thought it
Just take her
wasn't going
back
to be
to
a
where we came in.
blindside.
That's
And
how it
then
worked last
she
time,
found
right?
out, oh no, it's going to be a
Oh,
blindside.
yeah.
Did
Can
you
you
see
lend
how
me a hand?
excited she was at the start of the episode when she said, we're getting a blindside?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like, I'm wondering who let her post that.
What are you?
Because someone thought it
We'll
was
explain after
I
everything's over.
think we should take away her phone.
Yeah. At least for the day.
Hey!
Yeah, I mean, you just
And
know that like
where are you
there
touching?
was like an intern watching
Whoa,
her
sorry, I didn't mean
film that,
that's
and they were
not
just like,
important.
You guys
That's not what I meant,
seriously?
honey.
Yeah.
oh.
Now,
Exactly,
let me just play this
exactly.
one last
Hey,
time.
let her
Better be
post
careful
it.
from now on when we use that app.
Okay, this is crazy.
You
We're
should have
live
checked the tools
on the
you
East
used.
Coast right now.
Why do
And
I, the one who was just
The
watching,
house
know
just
more
planned
about it
to
than you
do
two?
something different than I was told an hour ago.
Stop.
Different than she was told an hour ago. I was gonna say that
Tamaki
maybe did
found
she
out
like
right when
check
we were
like
starting
the get a report like on Friday of like, oh,
That
probably
girl's name
Christmas
is
is going
On
out,
Takamaki,
and
right?
then tonight she's like, whoa, big
Lady
shakeup.
on.
Word is Memphis is going out.
I mean, I'm assuming that Julie Chen's
The
not
shadows have
camping
noticed
on
us.
the feeds,
Brace
so
yourself.
probably,
Got
right?
Yeah.
We're counting on you, Joker.
What are you gonna do? But
Oh yeah, I
Shen-
forgot if I talked about this or not. I did talk earlier about how I was thinking of like delaying my Persona video until September to correlate with the 5-year anniversary of Persona 5. I decided not to do that, and the reason for that is that my entire September for next year is a race schedule. Just due to that's when like all of these shows that I covered during the summer end. So Big Brother, American Ninja
I
Warrior,
think she's trying to emulate what was it
and then,
what was it, day 44?
I think there was also some
last season,
anniversary stuff.
When she said, well, the house is going crazy.
The
right? I think she's
anniversary
trying
of
to emulate that moment to
BB2,
create kind of like a,
20 anniversary of
I hope the
BB2
viewers are getting super
finale.
excited and reminding
So
them
I'm
of
doing a
day
video
44
to
last,
correlate
something
that, and like
but-
there's other shit, like essentially my entire September
Okay.
is scheduled already. So
There
Probably
was a little bit of Cody getting
Just
pissed
go
off
with
at
You're a
Memphis.
joker.
I have to say that I
Too
feel
bad,
like
huh?
that there was a
Next up
conversation
is you,
between
Ryuji.
Cody and
You'll be-
Memphis. First off, that Memphis
picking a fight with me?
brings always a
choosing
weird
myself.
energy to things. This is Memphis.
Get my loafers on.
When it comes to me,
I'll be
it's
ready
gotta be
to
this mask.
party.
Honestly,
Let me get my loafers on. I'll be ready to party. And then he walks away, and Cody was just like having a moment to himself, just getting all worked up about Memphis.
I'm Skull.
Dude, I'm decades ahead of you.
What do we do about this one's code name?
Like decades. I'm playing a whole nother season. Like right now, you're still in the first one.
How about Mona?
Alright, you ever hear that? I'm
Well,
decades
Joker
ahead of
thinks
you.
it's easier to call me that, then I'll go with it.
Decades.
From
Look,
here on out, we're
Tyler
Joker,
likes to be
Skull, and
3
Mona.
steps
We need
ahead.
to be absolutely
Dr. Will
thorough
tells you to
about
be 3
using those
steps
code
ahead.
names from now
But
on.
when Cody plays,
Sure.
it's decades ahead. Cody has been annoyed with Memphis ever since last week.
I don't remember the other code names.
When
Well, Honest Panther or something, right?
Memphis was saying different things to Enzo than he was to Cody.
Couldn't even tell you Makoto's
This whole
Yusuke.
wise guys thing really is.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Fox, right? Yusuke's Fox. I really don't remember. Should we end here? I thought this is a good spot to end.
Good on you for trying.
Yeah, we're at 30.
Get away with it, man. Like I caught you. And so
Yeah, we can save here. So,
and he really, I think, feels like Memphis is trying to play him for a fool in all of these conversations where Memphis is like, hey, we're cool.
you know, let's actually make 2 saves here. He's like, obviously this is our save for the episodes. This is eventually get overwritten, but I feel like this is also a good time to make a new save too.
would have gone to the final. I think he wasn't lying. But Cody just fully did not believe that was the case,
Thanks for watching.
given all of the information that Memphis never